Hey guys, thanks for stopping by the channel. So I recently did a video where we upgraded some of these old Tyco truck trailers. Remember, they used to have tandem axles. Most of the ones I had said either like Sealand or Santa Fe. They were white with some red lettering that said Santa Fe piggyback. I had a couple that were kind of a yellowish orange color that were Union Pacific. But anyways, they really did not go with the modern railroad that I'm modeling. So what I did is well, you can see the video on how I upgraded these. It's not really that hard. But I posted a link to the video in several of the Facebook model railroading groups, and I got some really good feedback. There was two comments that I got repeatedly, and one of them was, remember, these had two axles, and a lot of members of the group said, cut that front axle off. It'll make it even more modern if that's what you're going for. So I did a quick little search on the internet, and that's exactly what it shows. These modern day trailers, they'll call them in tandems. They'll have a little, I don't know what it's called, that'll set under here with another wheel set, but they don't have tandem wheels in the back. So I cut those off. The other question I got a lot of is, now that you've got the trailers upgraded, what do you do with the old Tyco flat car? Do you upgrade that? Do you just discard it? What do you do? So I thought I'd talk a little bit about that in this video. So the long and short of it is, I hang on to all of these flat cars because they're great starting points for projects. So let's talk about these real quick. So here's how they come. They've got the junky trucks that snap into place with the couplers that are mounted to the trucks. Those are no good. We're getting rid of those. We'll go through, we'll over drill these holes. We'll fill these in with some 5/32 styrene tubing. Then we'll throw some, I believe it's 3/32 styrene tubing inside that. And that'll get us set up to where we can mount our new truck sets, metal wheels. We'll install new body mounted knuckle coupler boxes, and then we'll put in new knuckle couplers so they have the reliability, and then we can paint them up and decal them however we want. But what we're going to do in this video is we're going to use this as kind of our guide, and we're going to make a couple of these TTX flat cars, because this is typically what you're going to see something modern, riding on, as far as truck trailers or the containers. Yeah, TTX, I see that a lot where I live here in the Northwest. So again, it doesn't have to be spot on accurate, it just has to be believable. So that's what we're going to go for. So that's what we're going to do in this video. Okay guys, so I think I'm going to make 4 of these TTX style flat cars for this video. I'm going to redo these 2 that I did years ago in the Rio Grande with their logo on it. I think I can improve on this. I think my skills call for these being redone, just to bring them up to my skill level now. And then we'll redo this one as well. It's already been upgraded on the undercarriage, and this one has not, so we'll cover how we upgrade those things as well. But we'll build a set of 4 of these and try to represent the TTX trailer train flat cars for our modern layout. Okay guys, so I've got a couple different styrene tubings here. This is 5/32, this is 3/32. They're both from Evergreen. The 3/32 tubing slips right inside the 5/32 tubing, like a bushing almost. The 5/32 will be a bushing. So let me show you what I mean. So here's the 5/32, and here's the 3/32, and they're hollow. They're tubes, so they're like straws. But you can see here, I've cut a couple small sections, so we'll glue the 5/32 in and then the 3/32, but that'll give us a hole that's just centered in the center of our hole here for mounting our trucks. And these are a little bit long right now, I think. We'll glue them in using some Mr. Cement, and then we can use a file just to file them back smooth, and then we'll have a good clean mounting point for our new trucks. So I'll go ahead and over drill this hole. I grabbed the 5/32 bit. I'm just going to use my cordless drill. I'll drill these out and then we'll come back and we'll glue those in. Okay, so we have our holes drilled. So what we'll do now is we'll just put a little bit of Mr. Cement in there. And then we'll drop one of those sleeves in. Push down in there as far as we can get it. And we'll do the other end. And then you can see that one sticks out a little bit. That one does too. But we'll just file that off, no big deal. I'm gonna put a little bit more glue around here, around the perimeter, and the inside as well. And then we'll drop our 3/32 tube in there. Then we'll just have to let that dry, and then we can file that back. Same thing at this end. We'll just glue it up real good. Drop our tube in here. A little more glue on there. And then we'll just let that set up. And while that's setting up, I'll get the new coupler boxes out and we'll get ready to install those. So we'll use the Mr. Cement again for our boxes that we're going to install. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back here, and then we'll just set this in place. There's one. There's two. There we go. So we'll let that set up and then we'll come back and I'll file those down, and then this one's ready. And I'll do a little bit of work to this one. I got to install a couple of new coupler boxes to this one, but then we'll be ready to get everything into paint. Okay guys, so I got my coupler boxes installed and I've got my new styrene installed here, and then I replaced it in here and sanded this back. So I got to do a little bit of cleanup, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit the bottoms of these with a coat of satin black. And then I will, once that dries, I'll go ahead and paint the top side yellow to match our prototype. While I'm doing that, I'll show you how I made my, we're gonna use stickers for decals on this one. So I'll show you that while I'm painting these. All right, so I'm at my computer. I'm working to make our decals. In this case, I'm gonna make stickers for our Tyco flat car upgrade project. So what I did is I just manipulated the image here using the font here. I went with a white font with a black highlight. That's how I got this look. I went with a 9 for the font size, and then I found a text that looked reasonably close to the prototype in the New Times Roman. I'll show you here. Let me switch screens. So here's a bunch of them that I've pulled up. The trailer train, TTX with a road number. I'm not going to be able to do a lot of this on our old Tycos. We don't have this nice big flat beam here. We have a narrow beam here and it drops down through the middle in between the trucks. So that's where we're going to have to fit all of our decal / stickers for this project. So I had to tighten things up. My first try was here. I went with longer road numbers. I went with the whole date and then 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've tightened that up since on this first try. This was at 11 on the font. That's gonna be a little too big. I changed everything down to 9. So what I'll do now is I'll just print these out on a shipping label, and then we'll be able to cut these out and just use the adhesive back to stick them on our upgraded flat cars when we're ready, and then we'll just hit them with a coat of clear sealer. And I've had pretty good luck using this process. So back here at the workbench, we're going to work on this brake wheel detail. So it comes up the side here, where on the old Tycos it came off of the end down here, and we clipped that off. So we're going to work on that. So what I did is I took some 040 styrene and just made the basic structure, and now we need to recess it in here. I did a couple already so that we can install these and have some glue surface so that these can go on like so, and then we can paint them to match and then put the brake wheel on. So what I'm gonna do to cut this in here is I'm just gonna use my hobby saw and just run it up like so, and then I'm gonna use my nippers to cut a majority of this out, and then I'll just use a sanding stick. I got a little sanding stick, and I'll just use that to clean the rest of this up. That way we can get this all ready to glue our brake wheel mounts in place, and then we can paint everything. Let's see, we'll find one of these skinnier ones. There we go. So that'll end up setting in there like so. We'll just glue it in place, and then once that's dry, then we can paint it up, and then we can put the brake wheel on. So I'll get these glued on. I'm just going to use a little bit of the Mr. Cement, but I'll get those glued onto these, and then I'll come back. All right, guys, so here's our prototype, and here is one of the 4 cars that we're working on. And you can see I've got the structure piece for the brake wheel installed. I've got all the painting done. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to install the decals, the stickers that we printed out, and then we'll get to work putting the undercarriage pieces back together, the trucks, the couplers, and finishing off the boxes, and then we'll install that brake wheel as well. Okay guys, so I've got one of these mocked up with their stickers. I think this is going to work out okay. I think what I'll do is I'll run these all the way up tight to the bottom of the stake pockets, just so I make sure that I get a nice straight line across here. And then I do have some random signage, like car load limits, that kind of stuff. I'll put a few of those decals in the middle here just to add to the believability. I'm not worried about it being spot on accurate, but let me get one of these where I get all the stickers and decals installed, and then I'll come back. Okay guys, so all we have left is to install our brake wheel. I got a couple different options. Here's one I had. It's got a steel stem. This would work great if we left the old location, but that wouldn't really go with what we're doing. Here's one off of probably a Tyco. It's a little bit big, but here's a kit of them that I bought. There's just a couple of them. I think they came in a kit of 5 or 6. I think that's going to be just the ticket for what we're doing. So I'm just going to put just a little bit of glue on here. It's not going to take much. And let's see if I've got the dexterity to put this thing in here. There it is right there. And that's that. Well, here they are all finished up and up on the layout. You'll notice that they're loaded down with the FedEx trailers that we upgraded in a previous video. This was a fun and inexpensive way to upgrade some of your old Tyco rolling stock for your new modern layout. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy railroading.